Hey guys, welcome back to the channel where I cover missing persons, unsolved cases, crime news, and more. As you all know by now, well, I really hope you know, this is sweet Michael Joseph Vaughn, otherwise known as Monkey. He was abducted from his loving family July of 2021. There are at least 4 persons of interest. I'm believing potentially more. And I'm going to call a couple of them out in this particular video because it's time. It is time to talk. We are waiting for the district attorney's office in Fayette County to hopefully get a grand jury together because they've had the file to put charges on these individuals. 2 of them are currently serving time in jail, in prison, for other sentences unrelated to Michael. And that would be Sarah and Stacy Wandra. And the other 2, Brandon Shirtliff and Adrian Lucene. Now, I don't know as much about Adrian as we do about Brandon, because Brandon decided to talk to JLR. And I'm going to go through that yet again, because every time I listen to the words coming out of his mouth, I get more from it. There's so much crap in his quote-unquote story of what happened that day that there's just BS in there. Let's put it that way. There's truth intermixed with crap. And it's time, Brandon and Adrian, that one or both of you talks. Because the first to talk, now you're not going to necessarily walk, but you're going to get the better deal, which means you would walk sooner. Okay, you're going to get the better deal. One of you needs to pick up the phone and call Fruitland PD. Call Chief Huff and talk. And I'm going to put the number on the screen for you. Make it super easy for you. All you got to do is call Fruitland Police Department and they will be happy to listen. They'll bring you in. They'll meet you. I'm sure whatever it takes. Because as of today, when I'm recording this video, November 8th, 2023, it has been 834 days since sweet Michael has been with his loving family. And that is way, way too many days. This family deserves answers. They deserve answers. And Monkey's Army, we are sick. We are sick and tired of the utter silence. The utter silence from those who know what happened to this sweet face, this sweet, beautiful boy who decided to walk outside of his home and all he wanted to do was play. And you thought it was okay to take him. No, this is not acceptable, and it's time to talk. It's time to talk, Brandon. It's time to talk, Adrian. The time is now.
I strongly encourage Shirtliff and Lucien to contact the Fruitland Police Department detectives as the window of time for talking and cooperation is coming to a close. This remains an active and ongoing investigation with conversations taking place with the Fayette County Prosecutor's Office about Michael's case and those individuals involved. We also believe that there are others associated with the Wanderers, Shirtlift, and Lucien, who may have knowledge of Michael's abduction, and I would strongly encourage them to come forward and speak with my detectives. When we finally reach the conclusion of this investigation, and I can assure you that we will, all of those who have knowledge of Michael's disappearance and have failed to report or hindered our investigation will be pursued. There's a moment in time to do the right thing and bring your information forward and cooperate. And that moment in time is now.
You're fast, huh?
Where are they going?
They're coming back to you.
You guys. They're having it
Okay, listen, Mama, don't touch nothing else with that hand. You can only touch with this hand, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Can you touch one?
And touch the pan. Can you feel how hot that is? Stay back in the stove.
It doesn't feel hot.
Yeah, but it'll get hot. And pick it up. Okay, stay back, stay back.
Real homemade cookies. We made real homemade.
We made real homemade cookies.
Can you touch them?
Don't touch with the other hand.
Aww. If I could grab one.
Not with that. You gotta let them rest.
Aww, I gotta let the cookies rest.
Yeah, 'cause it's hot. Okay.
I'm gonna put two of those on, so
Okay.
can you put two of those
Put your glove on.
Okay.
Got your glove? Let me carry it, and we'll put them on the cooling pan.
Yeah, cooling pan. What's a cooling pan?
Or the cooling rack. Yeah, get down. Okay.
Now go.
Got your glove?
Yep.
Okay.
Can you taste that?
No, don't touch the cookies. We touch the pan.
Oh.
With our glove on. Don't touch anything else. Don't. No. There you go. All right. Look at you. Okay, we'll set it up here. Okay. We'll take our glove off and let that cool for a few minutes, okay?
No, I gotta keep my glove on so I can grab the homemade cookies. Okay?
Okay.
I need the other one on too.
You have two gloves? You ta-da-da. Look, I made real cookies.
Over there. Now one over there, and there, and over there. I like looking at the moon. Oh, you're getting a picture of the moon?
Mm-hmm.
Or you're getting a video of the moon?
Video. You were so excited. All right. Time for bed now.
But I still want to look at some stars. Here's the clear one that looks like the X-Files.
The X-Files was the one that popped out all the pieces of things.
I don't know how to get hit by any of those. Did you catch that video of me?
I did. Yeah.
Look at that face, Brandon. Adrian. That is the face of an innocent child. You need to call. It's time to talk. That said, I'm going to look back at interview. JLR did an excellent job. He interviewed Brandon Shirtliff. And I'm going to put a pictures of Monkey here because, to be honest, I don't really want to look at Brandon's face. Because it's not about you, Brandon. And it's not about you, Adrian. This is about a little boy that was taken, stolen from his family.
So this is very important because a lot of people are following the Michael Vaughan case, and people just want answers. People want Michael Vaughan. They want insight on the Wanderers. They want to know everything. So, like, can you just explain what's going on here?
What's that?
Can you explain what's going on? Like, what happened? What went down? What?
Say what? Listen, Brandon. You ain't as dumb as you're acting, okay? You know.
What's up?
Yeah, the people that I used to stay with sometimes on the weekend and drive taxi for or whatever, they're involved in some big shit about. They're saying they know more about the Michael Vaughan case and everything like that. And I heard that they're saying that they actually killed him themselves.
Now, who said that?
I think the detectives told me that that's what Stacy and Sarah said themselves, is that they did it or they were involved in it or they know who did.
Interesting. Do you know any names or other these people? Who are they?
One of the people that went to their house before was Tanner Butler. I just looked at my Facebook page now, and his name's Tanner Butler. He was staying there with me and Stacy and Sarah at the time. Like, all four of us were roommates.
Yeah. So, yeah, go ahead.
And then I guess the whole thing on how this started was the fact that Sarah, like, kind of threatened him or, like, told him, get out of my house and don't come here no more because you were drinking, and I don't want you to be a bad influence on my poor little husband, Stacy, blah, blah, blah.
So yeah, and that was the incident earlier this year, April, around the beginning of April, right? They got arrested?
Correct.
Who got arrested?
Sarah did. Sarah Wandra. And then Stacy. Okay, so Stacy got arrested first.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, Sarah got arrested not long after.
Interesting.
And that was all over guns. It was all over a .17 caliber, some kind of a little gun they had.
Yeah, I saw the reports, and I saw that I read the indictment of Stacy, and he was trying to sell a gun. I think it's the gun you just described, to a gun shop out in New Plymouth.
Yeah, yes, sir.
All right, so that's what Stacy and Sarah are currently serving time for. So I'm going to push past here to get to when Brandon talks about the day that Michael was abducted, what they were doing that day.
Let's go back to that day Michael went missing, right? So
yeah,
that morning, where were you all at on July 27th, 2021, the day Michael was reported missing? Where were you guys at in the morning?
Okay, so earlier that day, I spent the night there because we came in towing my car from my mom's to their house. And we came back over there, and then right as soon as we were getting the car back to the neighborhood, the whole neighborhood was on high alert looking for the little boy, Michael Vaughan, and they said he went missing right that day earlier, right before we came in with the car we were towing. And then right as soon as that happened, I went out and tried to look for the kid with Sarah. We got in her little Toyota car and drove to the gas station and drove around after we got out of the pickup. and then tried to look in the field to see if he went down by the river or if he could be out just wandering lost. And, that's what hit my mind first. And then from there, it was me and Sarah. We went to the gas station, got some milk, and then did this.
Okay. The whole towing of the car thing, I don't think that happened like that. But let's just get past that part, Brandon. You went to the gas station. Then you went looking for Michael. He's not a boy. His name is Michael Vaughan. And then you went back to the gas station to get milk. Why the hell would you go back to the gas station and buy milk? You are all adults. Do you guys drink milk? I know who does drink milk. Little monkey, Michael Vaughan. Little kids drink milk. Kids drink milk, Brandon.
And came back. And then right when we got back, Carson had his pickup next door with a light bar on it.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, hey, we need to start this up and kind of go look in the neighborhood and the farmer field and the river. We got to go find this missing person report that just came out.
Missing person report. I have never heard of someone saying we need to go out about this missing person report. Thanks to a friend, Avi, who brought this up in another conversation. Why would you be looking for a missing person report, Brandon? Maybe to see if one of your vehicles that you seem to jump from and into. I mean, how many vehicles do y'all have? And you want to see if somebody spotted one of your vehicles, your Corolla, your truck, whatever. And you want to see if they had any license plates, they saw anybody, look familiar. Otherwise, why would you be looking for a missing person report? It does not make any sense, Brandon. It doesn't.
So that's what was on my mind right when it happened. But earlier, before that day, before we towed the car, we went to Applebee's. And
what time was that?
That was earlier in the day after we woke up and had breakfast and watched TV and coffee. And then we went, me and Sarah and one of our other friends that was there visiting for like a week or so because he came in from the airport. He wanted to go visit his family over by Nampa area somewhere, by the Karcher Mall.
Who was that?
So that's Adrian.
Is that the Adrian?
The amount of people that have come in and out of that Wonder Home on Red Wing, it's insane. It is insane. And this wasn't a legit taxi business. Let's be honest. These were not legit businesses that the Wanderers were doing. They were cover-ups for illegal activities. And I'm going to leave it at that. But all of a sudden, you've got all these other names. Tanner, Connor. Oh, there's Adrian. He all of a sudden appears in the picture. I mean, how many dang people were in that house, Brandon? That's why I think there's more than 4 of y'all involved. I really do.
Hernandez?
No, that's a different guy. Adrian Hernandez, I was locked up and incarcerated with him at the Canyon County Jail earlier this year. And he was just there for like some kind of a quarrel or marijuana or just some little petty charge. And he's just there for that. But this Adrian that I'm talking about was a different person.
Who? Like, what's his last name?
I don't know his last name at all. I just know that he was Adrian and he had like kind of an afro. And we went and did kind of a YouTube video that day where we were trying to make music and kind of like a car crash scene.
Mm-hmm.
And we were hanging out with him doing that earlier. And then after.
These are all covers for the fact that they were slinking around, stalking the mall and all these areas looking for children. That's what I firmly believe. This is all a bunch of crap that you're made up to cover your ass. And it's not working. It's just not working.
after that, me, Adrian, and Sarah went to Applebee's, where we dropped him off there after me and Sarah got a chicken sandwich and a soda pop over there at the Popeyes
Who
restaurant.
bought the Applebee's? You or him? Or who paid?
Sarah took me to lunch over at Popeyes, and she was going to buy a sandwich for me, Adrian, and her, but he said, my family's here, I want to see him, so I'm going to go to Applebee's and go over here and have dinner with them, or lunch.
I don't believe Adrian went to Applebee's. I don't think his family was looking to see Adrian. But that's my personal opinion on that. And I don't believe y'all went to Popeyes and got a chicken sandwich and a soda pop. Maybe you did that, Brandon, but not only was Sarah just having issues with her stomach the days before, but as my friend Brooks just has stated in her videos, her live streams, I don't think that's enough food for Sarah. And no, I'm not shaming. Okay, let me make sure you guys all know that. And we're not doing any kind of fat shaming here. I'm just stating that she and Stacy Wanderer, the Wanderers do not look like they're satisfied with just a simple sandwich and a drink. That's just my opinion on that. I totally agree with Brooks on that.
With them real quick, and then give me a little bit of time to do that, and then you guys come back and get me.
Yeah.
So we did that, and in the meantime, me and Sarah were bored just kind of driving around the mall, and we didn't know what to do. So
y'all were driving around the mall looking for kids. Be honest, Brandon. Y'all were looking to pick up a kid. Because remember, Sarah wanted a baby or a child with you. Maybe she didn't want to do it in the bedroom. Maybe she wanted you to find her a kid some other way. What do you think, Brandon? Is that what was going on while you were wandering around the mall parking lot, quote unquote, waiting for Adrian to have a meal with his family?
I drove back over to my house to get a water bottle and fill it up with water to bring back over to their house because I didn't like their water.
This whole water bottle thing, driving back to your house for a water bottle, that's such a crock of crap. I mean, first time I heard it, I said, there's just no way. First of all, if you don't like the water at the Wanderers, how many damn stores were you around? You could have stopped at any convenience store, any little store, and picked up a bottle of water. You know, any kind of bottle of water that you preferred. But yet you're going to drive all the way to your house, your mama's house, and pick up a water bottle, and then drive back to pick up Adrian and go back to Red Wing Street? No, that's not happened at all. That did not happen like that.
Yeah.
And then during that time, after that, we came back to the mall and we picked up Adrian, me and Sarah, and then all three of us, Sarah, Adrian, and I, we hopped in the car and we went back to the Fruitland house where they do their taxi business.
All right. So where was Stacy during all of this?
He was back at the house.
So you think Stacy stayed home all that day? Stayed home?
We left him there at the house. I don't know if he stayed there the whole time or not, to be honest.
Was anyone else there with him?
I don't think so.
Interesting. That seemed to baffle him a bit, huh? Good one, JLR. Oh, I don't know. I think he was. Yeah. What was Stacy doing during this supposed jaunt around the mall parking lot, back to your mama's house, and getting Popeyes and waiting for Adrian to eat with his family? Does not make sense.
I think it was just him home alone at that point.
And
that was before we went to tow.
And they had dogs and cats there?
Yes, sir. Yeah, they had one hound dog and like 3 or 4 tuxedo cats.
So Stacy's there. You guys go out. What was Adrian doing at the mall?
He was just visiting his girlfriend and his son, and then after that we went over to Macy's and kind of went in there and shopped around.
Wait a minute. His family? So he was visiting his girlfriend and his son and not his parents? That's interesting.
Around for clothes a little bit, and we were playing on our iPads and just taking pictures, goofing off. And then from there, we go back, and then that's how it goes.
Well, what about the afternoon from the mall?
And that's how it goes. Yeah. Your day is so busy, coincidentally, on the day little Michael was abducted. It's always a busy day when someone does something illegal. Always a busy day. It's totally unusual. It always is like that.
To you going back to the neighborhood, did you guys go anywhere else? Stop anywhere else?
We just went over to a pawn shop, I think, just kind of look around at the pawn shop a little bit. And then I think he bought like an iPad, or he was trying to get a new iPad, I think.
That's Adrian, right?
Right, yes, sir. And then I think
Now we've got iPads, pawn shops getting involved. I don't know. Something fishy has been happening, and they were not shopping for iPads, not eating Popeyes, not going to get water bottles because you don't like the water at the Wanderer's home. No, that's not what happened.
he bought one there. We went to the pawn shop, bought an iPad, and then came back, and we were just chilling.
So what car were you guys all in?
We were in that little Toyota 2016 Toyota Corolla.
Okay, what is that? What color is it? White?
It's the blue one.
A blue. Okay.
Yeah.
And I remember you were telling me that they were towing your car. You told me earlier in another conversation that your car was being towed by their truck that day.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
So where's that come into play here?
So I asked them earlier that day if we could use their pickup to go to my house, my mom's house, and get my Mercedes Benz and tow it back over there so I could work on it.
No, that's not true. You said you towed the car the night before. Totally got you in a lie. The car was towed, you said it before, the car was towed to the Red Wing house, Red Wing, the Wanderer's home, the night before. All of a sudden it's being towed on July 27th? No, it was there the 26th, Brandon. No, I'm not buying that. No.
If I was going to be hanging out over there doing the taxi business.
Yeah, so when did you guys go over there to get your car?
I think it was around like 6 or 7 at night.
6 or 7. Then you're saying while you're coming back, that's when you noticed everyone searching for Michael?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I remember going to the gas station.
See, he has to cover his ass for between 6 and 7 o'clock at night because, remember, the initial window that Michael went missing was 6:30 to 7. Then it was narrowed down to 6:45 to 7 p.m. Notice how he tries to cover his and Sarah and Adrian's ass during that key time window.
We were probably at the gas station filling up like right at 7.
Right at 7. What gas station?
There's the Chevron right there just up from their house.
Yeah. So where you were seeing people out there looking for Michael, or you were seeing police?
I was just seeing police cars cruising around, and I was seeing a lot of like the neighbors going out in their cars cruising around, and just like the whole subdivision from the left side to the right side. They were all just out, everybody walking around and looking.
The police got there about 7 o'clock, Brandon. I think the police activity would have started around 7. And I believe that the neighbor started looking around 7-ish. Or there a little after. So, yeah.
Looking and flashlights. Search and rescue was there. Police, everything.
But how did you know they were looking for Michael?
Because, so when we were pulling into the subdivision, Sarah was driving the pickup. And she stopped. and talked to the neighbor that was coming down the road the opposite way.
Mm-hmm.
And she stopped right there in the middle of the road, and they both opened their doors and they started talking to each other right there.
Okay. And you told me you never seen Michael Vaughan before in your life prior.
Right. I never met him or his parents ever before. I just know that they're neighbors of where I was staying over there with the Wanderers. They live like diagonal.
Yeah. What about the okay. Yeah, I got so many questions. All right. So Adrian, where's he from?
I think he's from California somewhere.
So, but how did he get up there? Like, how did he end up there in Idaho?
He just flew in from California to come see his son and his old girlfriend or whatever.
But where did Sarah meet him? Like, how does she know him?
I don't know. I think he just randomly like called their phone one day from the airport and said, "Can you give me a ride from here to there or whatever?" And that's probably how those two met.
Huh. I don't know how they know each other. He just randomly called her phone. Gee. I think there's some criminal activity going on there, Brandon. It had to do with this taxi business that wasn't really a taxi business.
Yeah, because, obviously, Sarah, according to this arrest affidavit, she's claiming that this Adrian guy helped bury Michael in her yard. That's what she said, according to the arrest affidavits, or the neighbors. She also said the neighbor's yard, too.
Right.
So people are wondering, who's Adrian?
Yeah, he's
Right. Yeah, he's got to think a little bit on this one, JLR. Yeah, oh crap. Let me think of how to answer this one.
just some kid that came here from California for a little bit to visit his son and his old girlfriend.
Did he get arrested at all?
No, he didn't get arrested or talked to or nothing.
So how long was he there at their house for?
He was only there for like a week up to 2 weeks, tops.
After Michael went missing?
After Michael went missing, I'm pretty sure he was there for like a couple days after that as well.
Okay, so he was there about...
Okay. Sarah just picked him up from the airport. And then he was gone like a couple days later? Or was it a week? Or was it 2 weeks? I don't think you know, Brandon. Or you know, and you're just like, oh, I don't really know. I have to figure out the correct answer. So I don't really know. Yeah. Bull crap.
About a week and a half prior to Michael being missing, then Michael went missing, and then a couple days later, he goes back to California.
I think so, yeah.
Do you know where in California?
I have no idea.
Now, did you know that, like, Stacy had, like, crazy criminal record in the past of being in the feds and locked up and all that kind of stuff? Did you know that?
Yes, sir. Yeah, he talked to me previously before that, and he said that he got locked up for, like, a year or two because he lied on a federal application to buy a gun or something at a store.
Okay, so some people are saying that does Sarah have any kids that you knew of or had kids?
No, sir.
See, some people speculated that if Sarah is involved and she got arrested, but people are speculating, hey, maybe Sarah did it because she wanted a kid on her own because she couldn't have kids, or, what do you think?
Hold on just a second here. I'm in an interview right now, so.
Yeah, he gets a little distracted when JLR asks that question. It's like he's telling someone on the side or something. I'm in the middle of doing an interview. Yeah. Well, we can't see what's going off. Can't see when you look at the actual video from JLR who he's actually talking to. Very suspicious.
I'm gonna have to do this real quick. I think that she couldn't have kids because her husband Stacy said that he got his nuts crushed in a bull riding rodeo accident or whatever, blah blah blah. He said he used to bull ride and a bull stepped on his thing and crushed it, so he couldn't.
Stacy used to ride bulls. I think that's a bunch of bull, you know what. That sounds like a bunch of crap to me. Maybe he cleaned up after bulls. Maybe he worked and cleaned up after them, but I do not believe that Stacy Wondra used to ride bulls, and this whole story that he got his nuts stepped on by a bull. I mean, talk about a bunch of crap. I mean, woo! What a tale, Brandon. What a tale.
Couldn't have them.
So he couldn't give her a child then.
Right, and he wanted a kid, and she really didn't.
Oh, she didn't want a child.
No, she didn't really want to have a kid, but he was trying to push that on her.
So is it possible? Okay, so you're with Sarah, and you're with Adrian out or getting your car and bringing it back. Is it possible Stacy was home left alone and did something and maybe like went out and snatched Michael? I mean, how do you do you guys know about Stacy's whereabouts at the time?
I personally don't. So I'm saying that could be a possibility.
Because there was no one else there with him, correct?
Right. Yeah. Yes, sir.
But you're saying that you were with Sarah all that day. You and Adrian and Sarah were all together throughout that whole day, starting in the morning. And you didn't she didn't go off on her own or do anything?
No, I was with Sarah that whole day and Adrian. And then Stacy was left home alone.
Stacy was left home alone. What there when you guys were out, what cars were there with Stacy?
I think he had his little Cadillac Escalade that he cruised around at that time.
What color was that?
It was a white one, an older one that he traded his pickup in for. That when that pickup started to have a couple issues, instead of getting it fixed, he just traded it in.
Yeah. See, because he's left alone and no one else is there with him. I wonder if he ventured out. Yeah. Okay. For instance, when you guys got back, was he in the house?
Yeah, he was in there. He was in there on the couch, I'm pretty sure.
What was he doing?
Just watching TV. Like
he never even went anywhere.
Right.
Yeah, because, he's left alone. It seems like you three have it, you guys are each other's alibis, I guess, and you're saying you did whatever throughout the day. And I appreciate you talking to me. I mean, somebody that would be guilty wouldn't be telling all this in a sense, but, people just want answers.
Yeah, and I want answers too.
We want answers, Brandon. You say you want answers. I don't think you do want answers. But I know who does want answers. Fruitland Police Department, Payette County DA's office, the prosecutor's office, and most definitely Brandy and Tyler and their family. The time to talk is right now. The time to talk is right now. And you talk to JLR. If you want to have any possibility of having any kind of a deal, the time to speak up is right now. The number is scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Fruitland Police Department, 208-642-6006. Call Fruitland Police Department and speak to Chief Huff and his detective team. The time to speak up is now, before the grand jury meets and throws charges at your ass, Adrian's ass, and the Wanderer's ass, and who else might be involved. We've had a few others potentially involved. You four, though, are the main suspects, and you know it. So pick up that phone and call the Fruitland Police Department. Do the right thing. It's time to get this off of your chest, and it's time to talk, Brandon. It's time to talk.
How can you not hear his beautiful voice and see his happy face? And how can you sit aside and not say a damn word? And and I know you know, I'm not going to stop. I won't stop. And I'm going to keep going. And I'm going to bring Michael home. And I will bring Michael home. We will bring Michael home. Michael's army, Monkey's army, law enforcement, everybody. Brandon, Adrian, Stacy, and Sarah. And anybody else that is involved. Justice is coming, and we're going to find Michael, because I will wear my skin to the bones until I bring my baby home. And that is a promise, a pinky promise. And I don't break those.
That is Brandy, Neil, Brandon, Adrian. Any of you, Caesar Garudo, whoever may have information on this sweet, sweet child on the screen, Michael. His name is Michael Joseph Vaughn, nickname Monkey. The time to talk is right now. Call Fruitland Police Department. It's scrolling at the bottom of the screen. 208-642-6006. Talk now, and you'll get the opportunity to potentially get a deal. Get it off your chest, because you know it's causing you to have trouble sleeping at night. At least I hope it is. If you have any information or tips, call Fruitland Police Department. It's the right thing to do. And Monkey's army is strong. We are right behind Brandy, Tyler, kids, all that entire family. You got Fruitland Police Department. We are strong. We will not give up until Monkey comes home. We will never give up. So you might as well talk, because otherwise it's just going to keep getting worse for you. The time to talk is right now. Call, and time to get the truth out, Brandon, Adrian, Brandon's mama. The truth needs to come out. You know this sweet boy was taken from his loving family, and you know what happened. Time to tell the truth. All right, guys. I love you all. Monkey's army is strong. We will never give up on Michael. Never. I hope you have a great rest of the day. And most of all, stay safe.